Hi, everyone. I'm Nancy Rector, and this is my business partner, Ed Waymel.
How are you?
Talk to you today about Nature-Derm and fragrances, artificial fragrances. What fun.
Could that be bad? I mean, I always used to wear cologne all the time. I loved it. Who doesn't want to smell pretty?
Well, I mean, and I actually, what I'm going to talk about, one of the main subjects is Chanel, because I thought to myself, I'm reading all this stuff about fragrances. I'm getting so educated with this. And I thought, oh, my mom used to wear Chanel No. 5. I loved it. I wear it. I wore it. And I thought, well, that's old. That goes way back. So I should be good. I should be good with this. So I went to the Chanel site and was just amazed. So I'm going to read to you from the Chanel site. I'll put this link in the description. When Gabriella Chanel created No. 5 perfume with perfumer Ernest Beau in 1921, she launched a revolution in a bottle. Uh-oh. It was the first of its kind, groundbreaking for Beau's innovative use of aldehydes or synthetic
Aldehydes,
solvents. I know
like
that,
formaldehydes.
like, yeah, that add layers of complexity, making No. 5 shockingly modern in an era of single note scents. Well, aldehydes. Let's talk about, and we talked about aldehydes before, right? And
Yeah.
there's another article about where the floral scents are grown, and I'm going to put that link to that also because it was really interesting. And before I go into the aldehydes, in that article, it's the American Chemistry Society, and they talk about the 1921 debut of the iconic fragrance Chanel No. 5. And how the aldehydes, the aliphatic aldehydes, work with, like, I think that's what it is that works with your body, and
In chemistry.
the scent,
Yeah.
changes the scent slightly. And it actually solidifies the scent. So this talks about where the flowers are grown on. I thought that was really interesting because it also mentions in that article that so many people now are asking for natural fragrances that the perfume companies are trying to go back to that to get rid of some of these things. So in Chanel No. 5, there's alcohol, of course. Linalool, which we talked about, coumarin's the one that
Blood thinner.
yeah, that's what it was. It's not the aldehyde, it's the coumarin that works with your body chemistry. Hydroxycitronella, and citronella, I think that's what drives away mosquitoes. Geraniolol, alpha isomethyl ionone, limonene, which is one of the things we talked about historically.
Gotta say the words faster, Nancy. I mean, come
I
on.
got a benzyl benzoate, eugenol, cinnamyl alcohol, benzyl salicylate, benzyl alcohol. And I mean, I'm not going to go through them all, but the aliphatic aldehydes are electrophilic carbonyls that cross-link with DNA and proteins, leading to cellular toxicity and disease pathogenesis. That's a mouthful, but it causes living cell imaging and changes small to long chain protein. And that to me is just,
Well,
you
I
know,
mean, I didn't know until, like, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago that the fragrance industry is totally unregulated. There's nobody to tell them you can't put this stuff in there. And, look at everything else we have in this country that's regulated and see the scary things that they're letting go in there. You can only imagine what's in fragrances.
well, I'm
And
going to have to imagine, just go to their website, because there's also benzyl benzoate, which is a skin irritant and causes allergic reactions in a lot of people. And I'll have links to these articles. So the skin, when it becomes hypersensitive to the chemical, it results in more severe reactions, respiratory irritation, eye irritation, hormonal disruption, environmental impact. Here we go again. I mean, we're stewards of our environment. We really need to pay attention to what we're doing for ourselves that's really negatively impacting the environment. Benzyl benzoate is biodegradable and considered safe for use in cosmetics and personal care products, but it ends up in the environment. And that is not good for the local streams, the local fish, whatever.
Do you think
So,
that they rely on people not to read this stuff? And that's how they know they have to put it, right? But they rely on the
well,
general population going, oh, it just smells good, so I'll put it on because it smells good and happy about it if it smells good. Kind of like a Big Mac. Tastes great.
I don't know. I
But
mean, because I mentioned before, I think last week I mentioned that you see the pharmaceutical commercials on cable, and they give this litany of
possible side effects,
but people are
including death.
tuning it out. Yeah, they're like, you hear that over and over. It's like the dog that cried, the boy that cried wolf. You start to
Tune it
tune it
out.
out, right?
Yeah.
And these words, they're hard for me to pronounce, and I'm a scientist, so people look at it and go, oh, they kind of go blind on it and don't worry about it, don't look it up. But that's why we're doing this. We want to inform people, pay attention, look at ingredients.
I mean,
I'll deviate to Kroger.
we have a little supercomputer right now on your hands. You can find out anything about anything just by typing it in case you didn't know. You can take great pictures of yourself too, but you can also find out anything you need to know. And I think people need to use it more.
So I did this at Kroger. My husband's a chef, so we're trying to find. We were looking at sour cream and Kroger brand sour cream versus the name brand stuff. So I in the Kroger brand so much cheaper. I pick it up, and there's like not even cream in it. There's no cream in it, and just there's I forget what the thickener is. It's a bunch of thickener and some milk. And
Xanthan gum, probably.
I just I put it back, and my husband makes butter from heavy cream, so we make our own butter. Well, he bought the Kroger brand heavy cream. It wouldn't turn to butter. I grabbed a bottle out of the container out of the garbage. I look at it and I go, "Hugh, there's no cream in this
There's no cream.
at
Oh my
all.
God.
Not
Yeah.
even." And
Yeah,
so,
and we just really want you people, all of us, to be better stewards of what we're putting in our bodies and on our bodies because it's scary
and that
and
rolls
no
to
one
the
else is going to
environment.
help you,
Yeah, and it
right?
rolls to the environment. So if you're worried about your environment, start worrying about what you're doing to your body because it's filtering into the environment.
Yeah, yeah.
And tell us about the wonders of.
Well, the wonderful ingredient today we're going to talk about is vitamin E. I think everyone knows how good vitamin E is. We've known about it for a long time. Great antioxidant, okay? I've been taking it as a supplement for years, okay? And maybe that's why I'm 150 and don't look that bad right now. Well, maybe only 140. I don't know. But anyway, it's an antioxidant. It's also, I just found this out. I was just reading. It helps protect against UV. Another ingredient we put in there that protects you against UV, which is why Curative seems to protect very well against UV because more than half the ingredients in it are protecting against UV. This one, of course, it has anti-aging benefits, wrinkles, fine lines, supposed skin health, dark spot reduction. I mean, again, that's why we chose it. Skin elasticity. Like, you don't want to have like, how we're going to call it, the Arizona woman face with all
Oh,
the grooves. It gets rid of that because it kind of helps just to fill up. It plumps up our dry epidermal layers, right?
the smoker lips, right? I don't smoke, but you guys tell smokers because I have those crinkled lips. Intensive works really good for the lips.
Yeah.
I have that,
And
but it's preventing it. It plumps.
so, I mean, basically it just does all the good things, reducing dryness, flakiness, hydrates the skin. I mean, again, that's why we chose it. And, and it's natural and it's not chemical. We don't use chemicals. So, I mean, I hope by now you're kind of seeing that there's a common thread in these videos where we're trying to show you the bad things that are out there and try to hope that you'll look into that while also highlighting the good things that we put in our products, because that was our decision from the get-go. We weren't going to like make something like everyone else. I was talking to Nancy last week about another fragrance company that was supposedly start out all natural. And so I looked them up just to see what happened because I haven't looked them up for about a year or so. They're not all natural anymore. Someone else bought them out and they added synthetic blah blah to it because they found out they could and they could make more money. And they don't have men's cologne anymore. They just have it for women because who buys more cologne? And it's just disappointing,
It's
you know?
really disappointing. I would think that happened to Aveda a long time ago. They switched owners, they got bought out, and then the new owner added. They still are
Yeah,
very
so I mean,
natural, but
we
they
will always, everything that we develop will always, you will never have to question. Of course, we'll let you see what's in it. But when you see what's in it, you're like, this is all good stuff. So it's got to be good. And it is. And it does good things for you. And also consider when you put vitamin E on your skin, if you don't take supplements, guess what? You're getting vitamin E in your body because it absorbs through your skin and you don't have to
it's an
take
organ,
supplements. I mean,
right?
there's other vitamins in there too. We'll talk about later, A and B5 and C. C is in intensive, I think. Yeah. But whoever thought that, you know, you could get your vitamins by your lotion, you know, in the morning, instead of taking the little pills, just rub it on your face and on your arms and boom, you got your vitamins. And it sounds silly. I mean, I used to think that sounded counterintuitive, but it's not. I mean, you probably get better absorption through your skin than if you take one into your stomach with all its stomach acid.
Well, I think that there's pros and cons to that, and like wild yam is great for women and menstrual fluctuation and even when you're pregnant, there's a lot that and you rub that on. You know, it also is anti-inflammatory, so it helps with muscle aches, etc. But it also can even out your hormones and it's absorbed through the skin, and that's the best way for wild yam. But
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many, but we're working on that. We'll have that for you. Stick with us, subscribe, like
Our
us,
YouTube channel is Nature-Derming, correct? Yes.
right? Nature-Derming on YouTube and naturederm.net. No www, just nature. You'll see it right here.
It'll pop right up there just for you
And
to look at everything we got, which is only 2 things right now, but it's going to be more. Trust
all
me.
right, you all
See
have
you
a
guys
great
next week.
week, and we'll see you next week.
Take care. Bye-bye.